Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Brindille Pendant. This is the 137660. This whole Brindille family has been really popular. You've got table lamps and floor lamps, pendants, semi-flush, and there's a great sconce that goes with this as well. Let's get into the size of the fixture independent of what it's hanging from. So we're going to be talking about the fixture body itself. It's coming in at 8.1 inches tall, and then the width on it, that's the left to right, is coming in at 42. The depth is coming in at 10. Overall height, that's the distance from the bottom of the fixtures, that's going to be the bottom of all those metal twigs, to your actual ceiling is going to give you a pretty good range. 14.5 at its shortest, and then you can go all the way to 56.5 at its longest as standard product. We do custom lengths, so let's say you need this to come down pretty long, like maybe from a second story. You would email us and say you're looking at the 137600. You'll tell me what you're looking for. Overall height, bottom of fixture to actual ceiling itself, and I'm going to take your email, send it through Hubbardton Forge's customs department where we can get a quote for you. Adds a little time and money, but we do customs every day, so it's not a big deal. Okay, canopy up in the ceiling, 15.8 by 5 inches, going over your 4-inch junction box. I want to show you a little more information about that, and how we're going to do it is we're going to look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that out for me. So there's a good amount of information in here. There's a full parts list. It's going to show you the shade, the diffusers, the rods, all that kind of stuff. It's also going to show you some good drawings of the inside of this fixture. It's going to show you the setup of the sockets. It's going to show you how the rods go together, which we'll talk about in a second. And it's going to show you some good information about that canopy and how it goes over your junction box. So take advantage of that if you can. It's not a big deal. Okay, let's talk about a couple things about these rods. So Hubbardton Forge is a system of interconnected rods that screw together. It's a nice clean look. You're going to be getting 6 of the 12-inch. There's actually a 6-inch here and a 3-inch here, and you can barely see the seam. And when you put them together, it's very simple. You screw them together like that, and it's really tight. The engineering is excellent on these. You'll notice on the install sheets, what you're probably going to be doing, you're not going to put the shade on until the very end of this story, but you're going to put maybe a blanket down on a table. You're going to put the body of the fixture, the twiggy part with the sockets on one end. There's a chart on that page. It's on the installations instructions page, and that chart is also on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont. It's going to show you which combinations of which of these rods you're going to be using to get to the overall heights that are listed on that chart. So you figure out what you need for you. You're going to put those little parts down. You have these little threaded connectors. You have the pipes themselves, and they have threading on each end. You're going to kind of put them down, figure out what you need, and you're going to feed those wires through those little parts one by one. Then you're going to screw it together, and it's all done. So it's very simple. Okay, so you'll notice also on those install instructions there's a frosted glass diffuser on the bottom of this. It's under the sockets. When you look up into it, you're not going to see those sockets at all. And then on the top of this is a perforated metal grill that is going to act as a diffuser too. And that's so if you're way upstairs looking down on this from a balcony or on staircase, you're not going to be able to see into those bulbs at all. Okay, let's hop on to what's going on as far as what's going on inside of this. So you've got 4 of these sockets. When you look at the install instructions, you'll see how they're set up. They're set up on the sides like this, which is really cool because it provides a lot of light going out. These are just normal porcelain medium base sockets. We grew up with these, all of us. Very simple. You can get the bulbs everywhere. We'll touch base on that in a second. If you want to go incandescent, you can do 4 60-watt bulbs without a problem. If you want to go LED, you can get a lot more out of this than that. You can get quite a bit. So in our showroom, I'm actually using 100-watt equivalent A19 bulb LEDs, which is pretty cool. I can really pump light out of this and show people what it's like. So these A19s, they'll be offered to you in 60-watt, 75-watt equivalent, but like I said, 100-watt equivalent. I picked them up at like Walmart and Home Depot before. Easy to get. This is the phosphorus ones that are clear and they have the little phosphorus lines inside, and these are the kind of old school cob ones that are hiding in a plastic diffuser. Again, simple to get. They're going to offer these to you in all kinds of different colors. 2700 Kelvin, that's going to be the setting sun color, like orange or yellow. They're going to offer these bulbs to you out in the world in something called daylight, and we talk about this all the time. Daylight is not a warm light. That's kind of like setting, well, it sounds like it should be warm light. Daylight sounds like it should be like sunlight, but it's not. It's going to be that bluish white light that you see like in hospital waiting rooms or maybe like a convenience store, overcast day. That's going to be 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is something called warm white or soft white. It'll say that on the box, and that's going to be 3,000 Kelvin. That's the light that's coming down from these LEDs and putting this nice light on this table right now. So that's what we like to use. Dimmable fixture without any problems. Make sure you buy dimmable bulbs. Tell your installer that you're using dimmable LEDs so they put the correct dimmer on the wall for you. Why don't we talk about the shade really quick. Hubbardton Forge has all their shades made here in the United States, which is awesome because the quality is just incredible. The outer fabric on the shade, you'll see that's offered on the page up there. You'll see on the page itself there's a little chart where you'll be able to kind of tick off that one fabric or two fabrics, whatever it is up there, and then you can order a sample on that page. So a lot of people like to do that to kind of get this in their hands and see what it's like. The inside of the shade has a hard protective white shell that actually makes light bounce off it. So you're going to get a lot of light going up and you're getting a lot of light going down. This can light an entire room beautifully. People put these over kitchen islands. Most of the time they're going to be going over dining rooms, so dining room tables. So it's a good, and you'll notice it's a 42-inch long shade. That's kind of a standard size when you look at a lot of the pendants from Hubbardton Forge, because tables generally start off at like 72-inch, 84-inch, 96-inch. They're all kind of standardized in the United States. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton Forge finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton Forge. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton Forge doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. In those same red tabs, you're going to see a What's on Display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.